Hey folks, this is ioEther back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Rumpleforeskin. He is in his AMX 30B, and this is a tier 10 game on Fisherman's Bay. This is one of the, it's one of the tier 10 medium tanks. Of course, the famous one for the French being the Bat Chat. A little while ago, I want to say a year ago, they split this thing off from the 1375. It's not 1390. I know that much. Anyways, yeah, it is 1390, isn't it? I don't know. Somewhere about there. Anyways, tier 8 or 9 in the list, you can get this beauty, and so, of course, you can take this tier. I sound professional right now. I know. Anyways, so I started down this line, but it's not something that's won in competitive play, so a lot of people don't actually take it. Before I get too far into the game, I do want to say that work is slowing down, and so I'm getting less hours, so I'm going to be doing a lot more streaming. Tomorrow I'm going to do some more streaming on Thursday. That's tomorrow as I'm recording this. In order to finish off Skyrim. For those of you who may not realize, I was doing a straightforward, straight down the main quest line playthrough of Skyrim as fast as I could do it, and it's by no means a speed run, but it's a speed run for me because instead of the usual 50 hours to play Skyrim and never finish the game, I will for the first time tomorrow finish the game, and it's kind of scary, but I like it. I like it a lot. I wish I'd done this before. No, that's not true. I love exploring too much to ever finish Skyrim the right way without forcing myself to on a stream. But anyways, so now that we've got the initial salvos out of the way for both the stream tomorrow, which hopefully some of you will show up to, and in this game we're gonna get into the middle phase, which is a lot of awkward sitting around. I might cut some of this out. So the problem with these two lines in Fisherman's Bay is that if you fire from here, you will get seen on the other side. And so right there, he's definitely lit. That's why he had to roll backwards. And if he rolls forward too fast, again, he's going to get shot because he's still lit, right? And so he actually has to figure out some other way to attack. The great thing and not so great thing about these lines of bushes is even though he can't necessarily see through them, if he fires, he may still get spotted through them, because these bushes are so close that it happens occasionally, and it's annoying as anything. Actually, I think there's gaps in the bushes. They're just big enough that you get spotted occasionally if you're walking across, basically, and drives me absolutely up a wall. But we spotted T30 looking up this way, but he didn't see us, so first shot locks him in place, and he misses the return shot because he took it in haste instead of aiming. Unfortunately, Rumple's return shot doesn't hit either, and so now we're down to a stalemate and a Bat Chat in the open. So if you shoot a Bat Chat through the front, 9 times out of 10 you'll hit his engine as well as damaging the tank. And so if you do that right, you can actually stall a Bat Chat directly in front of you so it can't move, and then proceed to kill it, of course. The problem is, of course, that if you kill the Bat Chat directly in front of you and it has a full mag, you're in serious trouble. Because now you've just turned it into a turret that is aimed at you. So be careful when you're killing Bat Chats, or any auto orders for that matter. But Bat Chats especially from the front, because of the fact you have a tendency to take their engine out with the first shell. Nice shot into T30. Yep, he was definitely lit doing that. He's not firing from back far enough in this bush line. If he's just firing to the point where he was just in that line, nothing else, then this T30 wouldn't be able to return fire on him. But because he didn't do that, either the first or the second time, or the third time apparently. He still hasn't learned his lesson. He's not backing up. And so what he should be doing in this situation is he should be pulling forward to the bush line, waiting, spotting the T30, and then pulling back as far as he can until the bush goes solid. And once the bush goes solid, then and only then do you fire. And by doing that alternating, you'll, when you fall back, as long as you do it reasonably quickly, you should be able to still see a silhouette for a few seconds so you can fire on them. And if you do it that way, then you're never going to get spotted while you're shooting. Only this poor Lorraine, who just got obliterated because he decided to run across an open field when he knows there's a bunch of tanks up here. A nice blind shot kill. Also, I enjoyed the fact that he burned the Carnarvon Action X to the ground, or Action AX. I don't actually know what this stands for. Though I'm probably going to keep calling it Action X because, of course, the Centurion X and Action X, which I've adored for so long. Ooh, sorry about that. And so we're going to speed the gameplay up a little bit because he's switching flanks. There's only 4 tanks left on the enemy team, so until he can get a bead on one of them, I don't see why we're going to sit around and watch him drive in circles. That's just not entertaining for you or for me. As long as he's not getting shot, it doesn't really add to the gameplay. Looks like that 60 TP is really well dug in there. And without somebody pushing along the one line, we're not going to do anything about it. Unfortunately, most of our team has decided that they don't really want to push up into a Foch B, which I assume is what's up here. It's quite possible there's something else up there, but I bet you it's a Foch B. Haven't been lit yet. Still haven't been lit. Haven't been lit to this point. We're okay. And we can zip forward a little bit. And now our friendlies are like, there's no tanks up there. We could go up there. Pfft, that poor Rev. He didn't last long, did he? Spots the Rheinmetall as well, and again his team just smacks it. The Rheinmetall, though, not dying as fast as the Rev did. The Rev died, of course, because everybody was looking in that direction, and so as soon as he got lit, they all fired. Hey, look, the Foch B. He must have been reloading when we charged or something like that. Or somehow he didn't spot us. I don't know how he wouldn't have spotted us, but somehow he didn't spot us. And so, unfortunate for him, his first shot just dings our track up, but doesn't do anything else other than that. And now the entire team is coming for him. His second shot goes in, though. It was well placed. Yep. Definitely right there on just barely on our lower glacis, and has more than enough penetration to go through this tank no matter where he hits us. Let's see if this is the gun mantle on an angle that his shell is going to go through. And so now he's backed up because of course he doesn't want to try and take on our entire team at the same time. The problem with that is it just means our entire team can push up. Also, don't forget he's fired 2 shells, so at most he's got 4 more left. However, by the fact that he's running, I'm pretty sure he's reloading right now. And I'm surprised Rumpel is not pushing up. I would be. I mean, anytime an autoloader is running away, 9 times out of 10 they're reloading. Actually, a lot of the time, what I do when I'm playing my autoloaders is I go a lot more aggressive when I'm reloading than when I'm not reloading. And what that tends to do is I mean, you can only do this in pubs, mind you. You can only do this in pubs and against weaker clan or competitive teams. Don't do this against pros in clan wars. You'll die so fast. But anyway, so in pubs and anywhere where you're certain the enemy is not as experienced as you are, if you start acting all aggressive and posturing as if you're going to attack, when you're in your auto orders, especially if you're reloading, then the enemy second guesses themselves, sits back, and goes, "Oh no, he might attack me," and then lets you reload. And by letting you reload, then you actually can attack, preferably with some teammates, so that you're not the only one taking fire, because in auto order you're generally pretty fragile. But if you're wondering what trick I use for auto orders, that's it. So when I see an auto order running like that, I know he's reloading, because why else would he be running? Yeah. Okay. Let's jump over and see his results. Ace Tanker, Spotter, Bruiser, Arsonist, Fire for Effect. He gets his Tank Sniper and the Patrol Duty. And a ton of cash. Yeah, this was a good game. Right? 4,000 damage. More than E4 does. That's well done. And 1,200 base experience is hard to get. Well done overall. Not the top experience, of course. There was a tier 8 in there that was doing quite a bit of work, and so he got top experience, but not by much. 16 shots fired and 12 went in. And then, because of the fact that he wasn't running, he didn't use much premium ammo. I don't think he used any, actually. He didn't have to repair his vehicle too much, and he didn't use any premium consumables. He made a killing off this game. Even if he hadn't had a 40 credit personal reserve going, he still would have made a killing off this game. This was a great job. Thank you so much, Rumpel, for saying this in. That 4,000 and 4,000 really goes well together. You are in the 6K damage club, good sir. Good job. If your role in Discord hasn't already been changed, I will change it. And thank you so much for saying this in. This was great to watch. And we'll see you next time. This is ioEther.